To our section on mission and vision for yourself as a nutraMetrix consultant, but also for the practices that either you work with now or know that you're going to work with. Again, for you guys who maybe don't know me, right outside of Boston, Massachusetts, Sarah Tugender, your director of sales, been with the company since 2006. And I can tell you my mission and vision have changed so many different times. And I talk a lot about that I was young in college when I got started with this business. And I never would think that as a mom of 3 kids, it seems like every time I come and do this section, I've got another kid, but that I never thought that I would need to fit together my life in a way that I needed nutraMetrix in such a big way. And as my kids even life evolves and they even get busier, nutraMetrix becomes such a bigger part of where I want to go because of the flexibility. But I learned a lot from being a young girl. When I was 8 years old, I swam. I swam my whole life, but really when around the time when I was like 8, 9 years old, I was kind of at the peak of my career. How many people can say that they peaked at 8 years old? But one thing I can say is that in swimming, I don't know if you know this, if anyone's a swimmer here, but the time is really made on the start that you get off the block and how fast you can do the flip turn, at least for freestyle, but most of the events are like that. And I used to go up to my coach at the end of every practice and say, Mike, just stick with me for 10 more minutes. Just let me go off the block, just a few more times, and just coach me and work with me on getting off that block. Because I know if I can just get off that block in a little bit of a different angle, if I can just hit that water a little bit further, that's going to make the difference. And it really did make the difference. But I set my sight always towards the end of that pool. I set myself against that back wall, and that's what I aimed for every single time. And when you think about when you want to do something and you want to do something in such a massive way, and especially with us, with our goal of really revolutionizing healthcare, one practice and one patient that's at a time, that's like that back wall that you're visualizing. That's what you're shooting for. And so we just want to help you a little bit craft your mission and vision when it comes to nutraMetrix. But let's just say, what's something that you need to own? What's something that if you had a certain skill set that you could work on, right? What would that skill set be for you? And one of them is learning how to talk in themes. If you can learn how to talk in themes, you can have a conversation with anyone at any time that's going to tie back in nutraMetrix. Now, today, I'm talking to a lot of people about the need for supplementation, and not so much as the need for supplementation, but actually right before I got on this broadcast with you, I saw a girlfriend who posted on Facebook that she was saying that her job is exposing her to a lot more people and new places than before, and she's coming in contact with a lot of new things that she's never come in contact with. And will emergency help, right? Those little packets called emergency, is that something I should take? And so I actually private messaged her and just said, I'm happy to flip over the back of the box, go through some ingredients with you. I don't think it's so much like the need for supplements as much as not all supplements are created equal. Let's just talk about, the wellness industry versus sick care right now, and where insurance companies are, trying to be a little bit more progressive and talk about intensive behavioral counseling, lifestyle counseling. But really right now, it's kind of just like you have a headache, you're going to get an aspirin. It's that knee-jerk reaction. But tides are turning slowly but surely. The economics, and could that not be any more relevant than it is in March of 2020 as hospitals are closing, as practices are closing, and what that's looking like. Nutrigenomics, customized nutrition. I don't have to go through all these, but if you guys can talk in themes, you're going to be able to have conversations with everyone. But one thing is that, we feel like we're booking these appointments, and how many times, I just, a couple weeks ago, I had a chiropractor sat across from me and said, all right, Sarah, what are you selling me? I was like, Doc, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to get to know you. The perception is that we're going to try to convince someone that they need something, or may not need them for their own personal gain. But in reality, and I found this person on the internet, and she had this, work casual kind of outfit. And people ask me all the time, Sarah, what do you go into your appointments with? And I say, usually it's my cell phone and my car keys. And that's it. That's what I go into offices with, because I'm usually my cell phone to book the next appointment, and I have my car keys in my hand. And so I often look, very business casual. I'm usually, with the kids or coming from a kid activity or in between things. And really the reality is people to people. I love working in my own community, and determining someone's needs, consulting with them through your knowledge and expertise that you're getting through these kind of trainings to help them solve problems. That's what we're trying to do, is just try to find out, like, what do they need? So that's different than that sleazy used car salesman. This is from the movie Matilda. And it's so funny, when you think about that type of person, but it's not for my need as the consultant, it's for the practice's need. I just walked away from a practice just this afternoon. We went back and forth, and we just determined that nutraMetrix wasn't going to be the right fit right now. I mean, it could be later, but at least right now, it's not the right fit. And some of you get intimidated when you walk into practices and there's shelves full of vitamins, supplements, stuff that they're selling. And you get a little overwhelmed and you say, Sarah, this practice is carrying X, Y, and Z brand, company, this, and that. How is nutraMetrix going to fit? How do we compare? Why are we better? Well, why do we have to be better? It's about collaboration, not competition. There might be some brands that have a certain nutrient that are better than ours. And there's going to be, sometimes where nutraMetrix fits a space and a need that they have. For instance, this practice that I'm stepping away from it, where it just isn't a fit. And this practice does sell some other products, but what they were looking for was a drop ship ability. Right now, with their offices closed, they don't have the ability to send products to their patients. And so that's what we were working on. It didn't end up going that way, at least at this time. But, there always is going to be some sort of room, something that's going to differentiate you. And so, what are some things? Well, first of all, isotonic delivery system. That's going to be so different. Sorry, guys. And the other thing is going to be patented ingredients. The fact that we use products, this is not just, direct sales products. That's not what this is. This is, you might hear the word pharmaceutical grade. That doesn't actually mean anything. It's not like meat. They don't stick a grade on it. Oh, this is pharmaceutical grade. But what that really means is that we use patented ingredients. That's what people mean by pharmaceutical grade. And using these patented ingredients, it ensures that there's standardization when it comes to that ingredient, when it comes to the dosage, when it comes to the sourcing and the manufacturing. We have customized nutrition or personalized nutrition. You are not a rep. You are a consultant. So you have to remember that. And that's something that's very different. Multiple sources of revenue. They're going to get retail profit. They're going to get commission checks. The fact that we have a low glycemic impact weight management system, more than ever, the web portal really sets us apart. And what is different about nutraMetrix will make a practice that carries nutraMetrix different than their own competition. And so it does end up setting them apart. And so when we're talking to people, when we're talking to people in, like, if you're going in and you are a motives advisor and you're selling skincare and makeup to someone, if you're a TLS coach and you're selling a jumpstart kit, if you are selling debt shredder, if you're a health professional and you're selling them on some service, that is business to consumer. That's what that is. That's B2C. A B2B retailer is like a web center owner. So a business selling to another business. So they're going to use consumer language. But we're a nutraMetrix consultant. We're a professional on franchise owner. It's a little bit different with our business consultant services, and it's a whole different types of language where we add ancillary products, where we can talk about setting an individual business up as a retailer, helping mentor individuals, other individuals as business consultants. So we're speaking in a whole different language. People really, they ask me all the time, one of my top questions is, how much does it cost to work with you, Sarah? That's what I get very frequently. And it's like, no, I got to explain to you how this works. I'm getting paid from the sale of products. When you perform, that's when the company's going to go ahead and compensate me. So, we're never exchanging money directly. But it's really hard to set a plan of action if you don't know where it's going. And I really want you to visualize, when you think of your own personal, close your eyes with me, 5-10 years, and you think about, what does it feel like for you? What does it look like? And what's your own personal I did it? And if that doesn't move you in a certain way, then think about what you're not going to have. Think about, telling your kids, your future grandkids, someone, that you love that's not even really here yet, or at an age that they're not right now, that they can't have something or you can't do something. Sometimes it's making that and saying, well, what happens if I don't do it? So what resources do you need? What resources do you need? Do you need more NCs? Do you need more health professionals? If you are a health professional, do you need different resources? Break it down into activity that can be done daily to form an action plan. Getting the staff on board at your practices, because the vision's really going to belong to the whole practice. It's their wellness program. This isn't nutraMetrix's wellness program. But if you can really figure out how to do this yourself, create your mission, create your vision, then you'll know the destination. You'll be able to visualize that back wall like I did, as a young kid. And when I got, when I was at the peak of my swimming career, you'll be able to get there. If you look at the point 5 to 10 years from now and you set it and you feel, I did it, what did you do? I mean, I love thinking about the experiences. I love thinking about the experiences with my family. And then I just try to figure out the income bracket that I need for those experiences. What have you achieved? How much do I want to give? What philanthropy do I want to be involved in? And are you willing to overcome fears to get there? And you got to have more faith than fear. And then break it down into revenue. How much money? It's really nice when it's in $300 increments, because we get paid in $300 increments. So I always tell people it's a little bit easier sometimes, right, to try to make $9,000 a month and $10,000 a month, just to try to figure that out. And plan for success. It doesn't matter where you are now. It doesn't matter. What matters is where you're going and having a why. Don't worry about the how and the what. When you tell people the mission that you're going on, people want to follow leaders who are going somewhere, and building that as the foundation, and then getting the resources you need. When you know what you need, then you know what to ask for. And that's the cool thing, is the universe will rearrange itself. Everything's always working in your favor. And when you know what to ask for, you will get what you ask for. You absolutely will. It will put itself all into place. It will unfold for you. But you have to have that vision. You have to believe it here first. You need to know too that there's 2 different types of health practitioner accounts. Although, today I do set up most of my accounts initially as HP1s. Most of them that have a brick and mortar location that are looking to retail products, we start at HP1, because then I can move them into an HP executive account. It helps me get them some quick wins, some success quickly. Both accounts are $159.95. It's just $30 more than a UFO account with any of the other majors. So whether you're an NC, TLS, Motives, right? So it's $159.95, $30 more for health professionals. They get the nutraMetrix website. They renew annually for $30 more than yours at $129.95. Everyone has UFMS. Everyone has to do 200 BV to qualify their business as a minimum. Not required. They can do it and drip it a la carte. Most people start it right off the bat. HP1s are capped though at $78,000 per year. HP1s can have unlimited business development centers. HP1s can only get paid on the 001, but there's no ongoing requirements. They do their annual renewal. They do their inventory management. HP1s don't count for activation. So if you brought on an HP1 and that was one of your accounts, it's not going to count as one of your qualifying accounts that you need, one on each side to activate you. HP executives do count towards qualification. For them to earn commissions, they do need 2 accounts to manage their business development, to be able to earn on their commissions from the volume that they're accruing. And all the same requirements that apply to them, that apply to you, apply to them. B5, an NUOT, an ECCT, a minimum of 2 accounts that they need to personally set up. They have the same auto ship requirements if they want their volume to flow over month to month. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's time for a refresher, NUOT or ECCT. They do have to do a quarterly Form 1000. Everyone has to do inventory management. And this is all laid out for you in the nutraMetrix business plan. So if you ever forget, you need to see this again in the nutraMetrix business plan, there is a slide on this. A lot of both HP1s and HP executives today are taking advantage of the Fast Start program. So there are 2 different Fast Start programs in nutraMetrix, one for HP1s, which looks like this, one for HP executives that comes with a career manual and some marketing material. And so the HP1 just has a little bit different marketing material in that. It doesn't come with a career manual. They can just access that online. And so you can see here that we have daily essentials, vitamin D, there's a magnesium, trim tea, omega, bliss, curcumin, some catalogs, some overview brochures, and it's really nice, $429.95 plus tax, free shipping, 300 BV. And so there's the HP1 version and the HP executive version. But we got to start with a sample vision. So I really, we got to start with teaching you how to break down numbers to be able to create a vision. So let's say that your vision is $100,000 a year in commissions. So if we're just focusing on daily essentials, we know we need that, we need 5,000 business volume on the left and 5,000 business volume on the right every single week. So that's going to look like 125 boxes every single week on both sides of your organization as a consultant. So what would this look like? Well, it could look like 2 accounts moving 125 boxes a week. It could look like 4 accounts moving 32 a week. It could look like 8 on each side moving 16 a week. When you know how many boxes you need moved by your health professionals, you're able to work with them so you can see if their vision is matching your vision and how much more you need to do. And you'll learn how a simple HP implementation can generate 100 patients a month, which is going to be 4,000 BV from just one account. And we'll work on that with you and show you how that works. So you have to set your sights on your plan and what your whole success plan is going to look like, because it can't just always be you. nutraMetrix is a part-time of a part-time endeavor, right? You're going to be an unfranchised owner. You're going to embrace the shopping annuity. But if you're looking to build through nutraMetrix, you're going to need some nutraMetrix consultants to help you. You're going to need some nutraMetrix consultants to work with those accounts with that volume that's moving. So if we look at 35 boxes a week times 4 health professionals at 40 BV a unit, that's 5,600 BV. Get a little extra in the slush fund too, which is great. And that's going to give you $1,500 a week or $2,100 with bonuses. You can do this. You can do this part-time. You can absolutely do this. And you're just going to work practice at a time, practice at a time. So that right there is $100,000 a year, $109,000 a year. You duplicate that on your inside legs, and you can make even more. So when you know how to have those conversations with yourself, you can then sit across the table from someone and say to a provider looking forward 5 to 10 years, with your practice and your personal life, what does your I did it look like? So you're knowing that if they're saying that, oh, I want to retire in 2 or 3 years, that's not going to be volume forever for you. But if they want to expand, if they want to expand services, if they want more revenue, they want to grow the size of their practice, they want to, live in a different house, the same math as part of the solution that we just use is also going to help them. So if you can show them those simple numbers, of course, we have so many other products to pick and choose from. But what exactly do we do as nutraMetrix consultants? Well, we implement customized revenue. We generate wellness solutions. And as a business consultant, get comfortable talking about revenue. A lot of people, they get all fumbly when they talk about the $159.95. They get all fumbly when they do the proposals. Practitioners are used to talking about revenue. They're used to calling up their medical billing company. They're used to negotiating contracts. They're used to, looking at their profit and loss sheets. It doesn't mean that they're driven by money and that they're all driven by money. You'll find, and Brandy has a great segment she's going to do with you about different personality types. But you do have to be comfortable. So if you're not, tag someone, shout out in the nutraMetrix group for people to tag themselves so you can do sample proposals, so you can go back and forth with people. You can become comfortable with doing proposals. I love talking about the numbers. And I didn't used to be like that for me. I used to get all fumbled. I still kind of do. But I don't get fumbled because I'm embarrassed. I, sometimes will get excited and read the numbers wrong, but I have them always in front of me and I'm showing the provider, giving them something that's customized for them so they can see what it could mean for them. And I'm very comfortable talking business with them, asking questions, digging in, asking them how much money they want to make, asking them, making sure this is worthwhile. And so when we talk about revenue wellness solutions, why is that? Well, we're giving them options because there's a lot of junk science out there. Patients are already asking for it. I just had a conversation this week with my pediatrician and said, I know how everything's been shifting. I know the way you are. I'm sure you're still paying your staff. And I know that the patients just haven't been there. What are patients asking about? And we determined in our pediatric practice, mental health was a big thing. So I said, well, how about we partner together? How about I give you some more things that are going to be in the mental health world? What if we, put patients on some sort of plan? And, with maintenance, 75% of patients, it's probably even more than that, want nutraceutical alternatives. And so year one, it'll be a home run if we have 10% reordering on a maintenance formula. So if we look at that and we look at, if we just did 3 patients a week, just 3 a week, every single week, after a quarter, that's 36. Well, don't you think 25 would reorder? I think so. After quarter 2, now we have 50 that are on it. After quarter 3, 75. After a full year of doing this, we have 100 patients, and that's just 3 a week. And I know most providers can do more than that. At just 3 a week, we're talking about in retail profit alone, $2,200 a month. And that could just keep going. The more patients, the more time. What if we doubled it to 6 a week? My dad will see sometimes 30 to 40 patients in a day when he's in the office. My dad's an obstetrician gynecologist. And so, we'll look at that, $11,000 a month. And so you have to learn how to communicate total revenue. Every product has a point value called business volume, and they automatically accrue. So daily essentials, as your cost as the health professional, it's $55, suggested retail $77. There's 40 business volume points. So if we look at those 100 boxes, that's $2,200 a month in retail and 4,000 business volume points. So after a year, that's $26,400 in retail profit with an additional, it's almost like a third is going to be paid back in commissions based on monthly BV. And so total annualized earnings is $33,600. What could we do with an extra $33,000? Could we bring on board another staff member? Could we, look at reducing some of our debt? Could we put together a college, loan for, or a college saving program for our kids? What could we do with that? And what is 4,000 BV a month going to do for your business? you as the NC, you as the consultant. So that's why I like to start people with HP1. My first objective is the retail success, and then I give the health professional the option to expand. Then I will show them, that if we keep going and we duplicate this, what it can look like. So I really hope that you take this time and you this week, reach out to someone if you haven't done a proposal in a while and practice that. Because the last thing you want to do is make it that the first time that you're doing a proposal is right in front of a health professional. Getting people having retail success, being able to explain that, rinse and repeat, and do it with other providers, and you'll get to your goals.